Hello, welcome to my channel, I guess. So, block tracking. Um, we know that's if you've used TouchDesigner before, block tracking is something that is sort of reserved to the paid versions of the software. You can pay and work on the software, or you can work for free. So, uh, the free version has the limitation of having only two blobs per blob track. So let me show you what I mean. Um, Let me file in. Okay, so let me take this video, run it through a null so that I can change my input device anytime I need, and just take that null into, well, let's take this null into another null, and let's take this into blob track, and if we freeze this, we should see some blobs coming in. You can see that there are quite a lot of blobs coming in. Which is nice, which is kind of what we want, right? So if we composite that and out that, not composite, add a null, send out, and split left right, and that's keyword out, perfect. There we go. Play. There we go. We have about two blocks for not more than two. So for that, what we would actually also need this boy here, and let me take this into a container, copy that, so cut that, go into the container, paste it there. So from the blog, we can have, let's go up here, and here as well, but instead have that there, have that there. So we can actually, in that case, delete this now. Need it. We can try this out for now. Okay, so we will make changes to this, so this won't be our final output. But this is not how it's going to be, but we can use that just to see what we're working with. If we go back into the container here, once again, let's leave that on. I'll leave the out somewhere like that. So these are the main components that we need for our blob track. So we get a blob from this, and we get input from in here. Actually, that reminds me, we would throw another null in here. So these four components, why does this work? I have no idea, but I will explain to you further along why I have put this null in here. So the blob track is giving you your two blobs, and here on the information we're getting all the information we need from the two blobs, which is just fine and dandy. That's perfect. But first I would take this out into merge that. Let's and I will split this. I'm going to call this U. I'm going to call this V. I'm going to copy paste it all again. I'm going to call this height, and I'm going to call this width. Okay, so actually that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy paste this. Sorry about that. I'm going to paste this right back, and we need to extract information from this. So actually, yes. Here, what I'm going to do is insert a select node, and here set columns by name, set it to U. That's going to give me the U data from all of these. And I'm going to set this into a merge. I'm going to call this U as well. I'm going to call this U. I'm going to call this U combine. So I call this U. And then it'll increment itself. So here we have a U. Here we're going to get U. Do this U and V combine. I'm going to move this a little up. Actually, I'm going to move these out here. Now I'm going to keep this close and then duplicate all that. Change this to height and change this to width. And there we should have all the information we need. And now I'm gonna split this apart a little bit. We can go there. And then I'm gonna copy and paste this and have this be in there like that. So I thought doing that. Paste the wires as well. I guess not. And let's see if I can paste. That's fine. So I guess we'll have to do it manually. So essentially what we're doing is pretty straightforward. We are just duplicating the instance of the blob track itself so that we can have more blobs. And that's one thing I found out when I was working on my project, that you need to have these nulls here. Well, of course, you need to have these nulls here to freeze the frame, to freeze the input. There's two ways that we can do that. We can by using this component called media cache, I believe. Or cache select or media cache, cache or cache select. I'm not sure. I don't know how to do that. So this is one way you can also do it, and it's pretty simple. Right? You just take your footage and freeze it and just turn it into the blob, which is good. It gives us what we want, and adding these other nulls here, actually what it does is it randomizes the blob created for some reason, because initially when I used one line into all of these blobs, uh, it just gave me the duplicates of the same blob, and just adding a null in that randomized for some reason. I have no idea why, but that works that way, so that's cool. And I'm just going to go ahead and all of these up here, and actually what I would also do is add a keyboard input like that, and set that. So that should be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. That should be about 12 blobs get, which is nice. Okay, so this is my U combined, this is my V combined. Now, and also one thing that we need to know is turn on by name, so we don't, yeah. When we do that, we get these, which we don't need. We need it on the first one. So turn on by name, and that should be good. That should be all we need. And then if I would just merge all of these into one, merge once again. There, if I do that, we should open columns. There we go. Open by not necessary. There we go. We have our UV height and width. And if I send this to out, that should be good. If I go out of the container, I should have my out right there. That's cool. That's cool. And I'm actually very we can add another here. So look at all the blobs that are created in one file, and add pause it. No. Turn on the parameters, average. Let's say right there. And let's see, let's turn this on. And okay, so that is one more thing that we have to keep in mind. Whenever we make a duplicate, we'll have to freeze and unfreeze this. That is also essential to getting different blobs. So let's see. That we have to freeze back and unfreeze and freeze. Okay. Let's go out. Let's see what we got. There we go. There we have our blobs. Let's see. Let me bring some other footage in. But if you do notice, there might be something off about it. What might that be? The blobs are forming on the bottom half. So here from the null outside, I'm gonna take info node from the chop channels. I'm gonna take resolution X and resolution Y. Y is that? 1713. Okay, that's okay. There is something off. Hmm. What is was it right there? That should be custom. Okay, let's parameters go out. There. And that should be good if I'm not wrong. Yep, we have Blob going up. Let's try another video again. They're farming all the points. Let's go and see why. What is that? Okay. Actually, let's change the composite to writers over. Add a line. Maximum. Okay, maximum. And if you go back here, that block gives us 2. That's fine. That's right. Threshold. Should have bought that. Maybe.
Let's see. No, maybe that was it. Threshold is simple. So I set it's back to 0. Reset. I hit reset and nothing. What do we see here? No, but that's not working. Okay. Let's disconnect this here and see what that means. Yeah. No doubt this one.
Not all that. Actually, that's all right. Let's leave that. Let's leave that as it is for now. And let's see. Let's move forward. Let's see what we can do next. Alright. So now from here, once again, we'll take this select. Select this one. And then by start by blue. Right and red. Once again. Okay, so now turn that into a chart, but here we choose channel per column. First row is names and first column values. Okay, that's pretty good. And then we change and then we turn that into chop to, which says fit to square. Okay, copy that 4 times. Say V U yes I wait. Okay, so that gives us everything that we need pretty much. So here we are gonna run this through reorder top. What this is going to do is give us values for where the blobs are, where it's detecting is being detected. So we're going to take the red value from input 1 and the green value from input 2. Change this to 32 RGB. RGBA. Let's see what else we can get out. So 2 RGBA. 32 RGBA. Let's leave that like that for now and see if we can get something interesting later. We do this. I'm gonna name this position. I'm gonna name this scale. And actually, I'm gonna name this position and scale. That and I'm gonna do the same thing here. Put 32 bit float. We have a problem here. Looks like they are the same. But why is it not valid? Okay. That have to be change on these two. Let it out. That one's up. Okay. I wonder why. Decide do this again. Good one. Of course. Here I did this that should be right. And yeah. Alright. That's perfect. And if you look at the chart, it should be repeating. That's good. And there we go. So that's where we're going to have our spots here. Now you can make any shape you want. Let's try rectangles for now. Let's send that into geometry. Turn on instances. Set translation to that, scale to that, RG, G once again. That's good. That's good. Let's get but for some reason G may have to change, but let's see. That's all right. Better let's get the can down. And we don't really have to get light, but we need material. I'm gonna use constant material here. So that we get like that. And then I will add displays. Insert displays. So here, actually that. Here was that again. Yes, here is expand to the same resolution as that. Does it fix it? No. Let's see if there's anything else. That's okay. Add a null here. Actually, here, let's change some displays. Wait. Actually, not source 0, 0. Alright, so we can see something. Okay, so here you see this is not where we need it to be. That's alright, but let's see, let's just move. That's good. I quite like that. Although this footage right here, let's bring that out and I will actually insert select operator here. Send. Oh. Select. Select. Okay. that's nice. That's looking good. Mm-hmm. And now, if we want to bring the blobs, the squares back in, what we could possibly do is grab another cylinder like that, add a composite node like that, and select on there. But set this up to control and select another there. Let's see, multiply. No, over. So maybe not. Maybe swap order. No. Average. Average sorted does it. That's okay. That's maximum. There we go. It does something. It gives an interesting effect. And let's see, maybe add top. We lose the track, we lose the blob track. But this is nice. This is good. Displacement. Displacement 0.5. That's too much. 0.01. Again. Okay, actually, what an interesting thing we could try here is the mouse is broken. Shop reference that here, multiplied by 0.001. Multiply that by 0 as well. Okay, that is. This is working out. This is working pretty good. Pretty good. Let's see. Let's try to change our video once again. Go 12. That is pretty good. That's pretty good. That's all right. That's nice. But let's see if we can do this like this. No, I like it like this. That's good. And now, if you want to add lines, you want to add those lines into it. So I would take a select job, duplicate that, take the U, take the E, merge that in the middle like that, and say the chop U. Then here this is U and E. There you have that. Well, here what we could do is add another G. Well, another G. And let's add another material on that. Let's keep the same render and keep the same camber for that because it's on the same angle as that up here, and we'll send that another friend right there, and have that as camera, and that's here, and what we have coming in, camera, the render, and over here, that would be the here. Alright, that's good. And once again, right here, we can send that to composite right there, brightest, maximum. Alright, that's nice. Let's move. Oh, what's going on? That looks fine. That looks good. And maybe I did turn that, change color that. Constant isn't doing some. Let's try line. That's good. That's alright. Let me change the video. Let's see. True. Once when you change your video, you don't have to go through. But that's like, I guess that's how you get block tracking in free version of TouchDesigner. It's not hard. We just have to make a few extra steps. We have to do a few extra things. So that's pretty much it. And actually, there's one more cool thing that I wanted to show you guys that I was actually working on another project for. A show that I'm trying to put together. So let's say you have two different instances of TouchDesigner running, right? And let me just go bring that real quick. Okay, so I have the file set up on my other laptop right now. So if we go to touch in parameters, computer IP, and on your other computer, if you look for your IP address of that computer, if you are in Windows, you just go command prompt IP config, and it would be this one right here. And if you are in a Mac, you go to settings, you go to Wi-Fi. You need to be in some. I actually don't think so. I don't think it's necessary for you to be in same Wi-Fi. But you go to the Wi-Fi, you go to the network settings of Cat Wi-Fi, and you see your IP address in that. And for instance, for me, it is
The network might be a bit bad, but that is essentially giving me what I was doing on other laptop, which is really cool.
So you could essentially, what I essentially am doing is having the cameras turned on in both, and one camera gives me the blob information on one screen, and on it's the same thing's happening in the other system as well. So uh, when people walk past it, you see each other in the blobs. So that's just like a concept. Maybe once I'm done with that, I can record it as it happens and I can show you guys. And if you'd like to see that, let me know. But thank you for coming. I hope you learned something, and I hope this was worth it. Yeah. All right.